I was making coffee when the phone rang. A hospital number. "Sir, I'm so sorry. Your wife died in an accident." The voice was calm, professional, final. My blood froze. "That's impossible," I said. "She's here. She's sitting in the living room." Silence. A hesitation that lingered too long. The doctor's voice cracked. I don't understand." The line went dead. I walked toward the living room, each step echoing like a hammer inside my skull. She was there, on the couch, perfectly still. Too still. Moments later, a paramedic rushed in. He took one look at her, then at me. His face drained of color. His hand clamped down on my arm. "Sir," his whisper was shaky, almost broken. "That's not your wife." The words replayed in my head like a distorted echo. "That's not your wife." I stared at her. The same eyes, the same hair, the same gentle way her hands rested in her lap. And yet, something was wrong, subtle, unnatural. She smiled at me, but it wasn't her smile. Too measured, too precise. When I touched her shoulder, her body flinched, like she wasn't used to my touch. I wanted to deny it, pretend the hospital had made a mistake, pretend the paramedic was wrong. But deep down, the thought had already taken root. This wasn't a stranger. It was someone playing her. Her voice, her laugh, her every gesture, it was all performance. And if it was a performance, there had to be a script, a purpose. That night, while she slept, I stood in the doorway and watched. Her breathing was steady, her chest rose and fell. Everything looked right, everything felt wrong. In that silence, truth began to take shape. My wife hadn't died in an accident. She had died long before, emotionally, secretly. What was sitting across from me was the version she built for someone else. I was living with a ghost. I didn't confront her, not yet. I smiled when she smiled, answered when she spoke. I played along with the game she thought she was winning. But underneath, I was peeling back the skin of her lie. Phone records, hidden calls, numbers saved under false names. Receipts tucked in her purse, restaurants she'd never mentioned. Hotel bookings under her maiden name. I ordered a DNA test kit. I swabbed my son's cheek while she wasn't looking. My hands trembled, but my face never betrayed it. Every moment became an investigation. The way she looked at her phone before bed. The faint perfume on her clothes that wasn't hers. The sudden trips, the excuses, the locked bathroom door when she whispered into the phone. Each piece of evidence was a nail in the coffin she built for herself. And still, I said nothing. Outwardly, I was calm. Inwardly, I was dissecting her, layer by layer. The DNA results arrived on a gray morning. I opened the envelope with steady hands. Not my son. Not my blood. The words were clinical, sterile, but they cut deeper than any blade. That evening, I placed the envelope on the dining table. Nothing else, just that. She walked in, her smile rehearsed, but when her eyes fell on the paper, it slipped. Her breath caught, her hands trembled. She looked at me, searching for rage, for accusation. She found none. I didn't yell, I didn't curse. I only asked one question. Whose child is he? Her face collapsed, her voice cracked, words stumbled from her mouth, desperate, incoherent. But I was no longer listening. I had already heard the truth. I stood, calm and deliberate. "I know everything," I said. My voice was steady, almost gentle. The hotels, the calls, the lies. Her eyes filled, but I felt nothing. "You built a life in shadows. You thought I'd never see it." I leaned closer. But shadows always betray the one who hides inside them. I handed her the envelope and walked away. No shouting, no slamming doors. Just silence, the kind that buries deeper than anger ever could. She was left alone with the truth, with the collapse of her performance, with the weight of every choice she thought was hidden. I didn't leave that night. I didn't stay either. I existed in a different state, detached, untouchable. I watched her cry, plead, crumble. It was the performance of a lifetime. But this time, there was no audience. The man she thought she fooled no longer existed. There was only me, cold, clear, free. I had lost a wife, but gained something sharper than love, clarity. And as I closed the door behind me for the last time, one thought lingered, sharp and final. She hadn't betrayed me. She had freed me.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.